Let me ask you something honest. Have you ever walked away from a conversation feeling confused? Maybe a little empty? Like something was taken from you, but you could not figure out what? Or maybe you agreed to something, and the moment you left, you thought, why did I say yes to that? That feeling is not random. That feeling has a name. Today we are going to talk about dark psychology, not the kind from movies or thriller novels. The real kind, the quiet kind, the kind that happens in your workplace, in your relationships, sometimes even in your own family. And most of the time, you do not even notice it. By the end of this video, you will know exactly what dark psychology is, how to recognize it when it is happening to you, and, most importantly, how to protect yourself. So stay with me. This might be one of the most important things you watch this year. Let us start from the beginning. Psychology, in simple terms, is the study of the human mind, how we think, feel, and behave. Most of psychology is used to help people, to understand trauma, to treat anxiety, to improve relationships. But there is a darker side to this knowledge. Dark psychology refers to the use of psychological techniques to influence, control, or manipulate other people, usually without their awareness, and usually for the personal benefit of the manipulator. Now, here is where it gets interesting. Almost every human being uses some form of influence in daily life. If you have ever smiled extra wide to get good service at a restaurant, that is influence. If you have ever left out details when telling a story, that is influence too. So where does normal human behavior end and dark psychology begin? The line is this: consent and intent. Normal influence respects the other person's ability to make their own choices. Dark psychology removes that ability. It bypasses your rational thinking. It exploits your emotions, your fears, your desire to be loved, and turns those things against you. Psychologists have studied this deeply, and they have found that certain personality traits make people more likely to use dark tactics. These are grouped into what is called the dark triad. Number 1, narcissism. This is an excessive focus on oneself, a deep need for admiration, and a lack of genuine empathy for others. Number 2, Machiavellianism. Named after the famous political philosopher Niccolo Machiavelli, this describes a cold, calculating approach to people. The Machiavellian person sees others as tools to be used. They are strategic, patient, and they plan several steps ahead. Number 3, psychopathy. This involves a lack of remorse, shallow emotions, and a willingness to harm others without feeling guilt. Now, I want to say something important here. Most people who use dark psychological tactics are not clinical psychopaths. They are not villains in a movie. They are ordinary people, sometimes charming, sometimes kind-looking, who have learned that manipulation works. And that is what makes this so difficult to spot. Let us get into the specific tactics. And we are going to start with one of the most damaging, gaslighting. The term comes from a 1944 film called Gaslight. In that film, a husband secretly dims the gas lights in their home. And when his wife notices, he tells her she is imagining things. Slowly, she begins to doubt her own mind. This is exactly what gaslighting does. It makes you question your own reality. What does gaslighting look like? Here are some phrases that gaslighters commonly use. See if any of these feel familiar. That never happened. You are too sensitive. You are imagining things. I never said that. You are remembering it wrong. You are crazy. Over time, these small statements add up. You begin to trust your own memories less. You start checking with the other person before you trust yourself. You apologize for feelings that are completely valid. If you are watching this and thinking, I have heard these words before, please know this. Your feelings are real. Your memories are real. You are not crazy. Someone simply found it useful to make you believe you were. Why do people gaslight? Gaslighting usually comes from a need for control. If the manipulator can make you doubt yourself, they become the authority on reality. They become the one you turn to for truth. And when someone holds that kind of power over you, they can steer your behavior in any direction they choose. First, keep records. Write down what happened. Write down what was said. A journal is one of the best defenses against gaslighting because it gives you a reference point outside of the manipulator's version of events. Second, trust your gut. Your body often knows something is wrong before your mind can find the words for it. If a conversation consistently leaves you feeling worse about yourself, pay attention to that. Here is one that catches people completely off guard because it does not feel bad. In fact, it feels wonderful. At first, love bombing is when someone overwhelms you with attention, affection, praise, and gifts. Very early in a relationship, they make you feel like you are the most special person in the world. They call you constantly. They tell you they have never felt this way before. They say things like, "I have found my person within the first 2 weeks." It feels like a fairy tale. And that is the problem. Love bombing is a manipulation technique designed to create rapid emotional dependency. The manipulator floods you with positive feelings, not because they genuinely feel them, but to accelerate attachment. They want you bonded to them as fast as possible before you have had time to observe their true behavior. Once you are emotionally attached, the dynamic often shifts. The affection becomes conditional. They start withdrawing love and then giving it back in cycles designed to keep you chasing. Think of it like sugar, a huge rush at the start, then a crash, and then you crave that high again. Watch for these warning signs: extreme intensity very early on. Comments like, "I have never met anyone like you," within days of meeting, pressure to commit quickly, making you feel guilty for needing space, and a sense that the relationship is moving faster than feels natural. Healthy relationships build gradually. They respect your pace. Genuine affection does not demand your full emotional loyalty in the first week. If someone is making you feel that level of intensity immediately, slow down. Not because you should distrust everyone, but because you deserve time to actually know who this person is. This next tactic is one that I find particularly fascinating from a psychological standpoint, because it works by using a third person as a tool. Triangulation is when a manipulator brings a third person into the dynamic, not to genuinely include them, but to trigger jealousy, competition, and insecurity in you. In a romantic relationship, a manipulator might constantly mention an ex-partner. They talk about how attractive that person is, how much fun they had together, how that person really understood them. They may compare you to this person unfavorably. In a work environment, a controlling manager might tell one employee what another employee said about them, or play favorites visibly, giving extra attention to one person to make others feel they must work harder to earn approval. In a family, a parent might use siblings against each other, praising one child in front of another, making comparisons, creating a competition for their love and validation. The goal of triangulation is to keep you in a state of mild but constant insecurity, so that you are always trying to prove yourself, always seeking the manipulator's approval, and never feeling quite secure enough to question their behavior. When you notice triangulation, the most powerful response is to disengage from the competition entirely. Refuse to compete. Name the pattern calmly. "It sounds like you are comparing me to someone else. I am not comfortable with that." And then observe how they respond to that boundary. A person who respects you will hear that. A person who is manipulating you will push back, because the competition is the whole point. Now here is one that is so common, so socially accepted, that many people do not even realize it is a form of manipulation. The silent treatment. We need to be careful here because there is an important difference between two things. One, taking space to calm down after a conflict. This is healthy, it is mature. Sometimes we need time before we can have a productive conversation. Two, deliberately withholding communication as punishment. This is different, and this is manipulation. The manipulator goes completely silent not to calm down, but to punish you for asserting yourself or for disagreeing with them. They know that silence creates anxiety. They know you will come back to them, apologize, try to fix things, even if you did nothing wrong. This is sometimes called emotional withholding. It is the removal of warmth, communication, and connection as a way to enforce compliance. The message is, if you want me back, behave the way I want. The most counterintuitive thing you can do, and the most effective, is to not chase the silence. Give them space. Take your own space. Do not send 15 messages. Do not apologize for something you did not do. Instead, say clearly, "I want to talk when you are ready. I am here." And then let it be. This removes the power of the tactic, because the silent treatment only works if you pursue. Let us talk about one of the most emotionally complex tactics: guilt tripping. Guilt is a normal human emotion. We feel it when we genuinely hurt someone. It is our conscience working correctly. But guilt can be manufactured, and that is what skilled manipulators do. "After everything I have done for you, I cannot believe you would do this to me. If you really cared, you would not have done that. Fine, I will just do it myself, like I always do." Each of these phrases is designed to make you feel responsible for the manipulator's emotions, even when you are not. They are placed strategically after you set a boundary, or make a decision for yourself, or simply say no. Here is a powerful question to ask yourself when guilt appears. Is this guilt I feel because I genuinely harmed someone, or because someone is unhappy that I did not give them what they wanted? Those are very different things, and learning to tell the difference is one of the most freeing psychological skills you can develop. A related tactic is emotional blackmail. This is when someone threatens an emotional consequence to control your behavior. The threats might sound like, "If you do not do this, I will leave." Or, "If you really love me, you would agree." Emotional blackmail weaponizes your love, your fear of loss, and your desire to keep the peace. It is particularly powerful in close relationships because you genuinely do not want to cause pain to the people you love. The antidote is clarity. I hear that you are upset, and I still need to make the decision that is right for me. You can have empathy for someone's pain while still not allowing that pain to be used as a tool against you. One of the most surprising things people discover about dark psychology is this: the people most skilled in manipulation are often the most charming. We tend to trust charm. We are wired for it. When someone is warm, confident, funny, and attentive, our brain relaxes. Our guard goes down, and we want to believe in them. Skilled manipulators know this. They invest heavily in their first impression. They mirror your body language. They remember your name, your birthday, the things that matter to you. They make you feel seen and understood, because feeling understood is one of the deepest human needs. One technique used by manipulators, and also by skilled therapists and coaches, it is worth noting, is mirroring. This is when someone subtly copies your posture, your speech patterns, your interests. It creates a feeling of connection and similarity. When it is done genuinely, mirroring builds real rapport. When it is done strategically as a tool, it is a performance. The difference is in the intent behind it, and whether the person remains consistent when there is nothing to gain from the interaction. Watch how someone behaves when they have nothing to gain. Watch how they treat people they do not need: a waiter, a parking attendant, a stranger on the street. Watch how they speak about people who are absent from the conversation. Watch what happens when you say no to something small. Character is not revealed in the grand moments. It is revealed in the small, unobserved ones. We have covered a lot, and I want to acknowledge something. This information can feel heavy. It can make you wonder about people in your life. It can make you feel uncertain about who to trust. That is completely normal. And it is actually part of why this topic is so important. Because knowledge is not fear. Knowledge is freedom. So let us talk about how to actually protect yourself. 1. Know your boundaries and trust them. Manipulators look for people who are uncertain about their own boundaries. If you do not know what you will and will not accept, someone else will decide for you. Spend time thinking about what you actually need. What is acceptable to you? What is not? Practice saying no in small situations so that when a larger moment comes, it does not feel foreign. 2. Build your self-worth outside of others' approval. Many manipulation tactics work by exploiting a person's need for approval, love, or belonging. When your self-worth depends heavily on one person's opinion of you, that person holds enormous power over your behavior. The strongest protection against manipulation is a stable, grounded sense of self, one that does not collapse when someone withdraws their approval or criticizes your choices. 3. Pay attention to patterns, not just incidents. A single difficult conversation can happen in any relationship. What matters is the pattern. Does this person consistently make you feel small? Do you consistently leave interactions feeling worse about yourself? Does this person react to your boundaries with anger, guilt, or withdrawal? Patterns tell you the truth that single incidents can hide. 4. Slow down. Urgency is a manipulation tool. If someone is pressuring you to decide quickly, to commit before you are ready, to skip your own thinking process, that pressure itself is a signal. Healthy relationships and interactions give you room to think. 5. Seek outside perspective. Manipulation often thrives in isolation. The manipulator may discourage you from spending time with other people or subtly undermine your other relationships. A trusted outside perspective, a friend, a therapist, a mentor, is one of the most valuable things you can maintain. Before we close, I want to say something important, something I feel strongly about. If you have been manipulated by a partner, a parent, a colleague, a friend, it is not because you were naive. It is not because you were weak. It is in many ways because you were kind. Empathy is not a flaw. The capacity to care about other people, to see their pain and want to help, these are among the best things a human being can be. Manipulators exploit kindness, but the answer is never to stop being kind. The answer is to pair your kindness with awareness, to keep your heart open and your eyes open too. Knowing these tactics does not make you cynical, it makes you safe. And as safer, you can love more freely because you are not afraid of being destroyed by that love. So let us do a quick recap of what we covered today. We looked at what dark psychology actually is and how it is different from normal influence. We explored the dark triad, narcissism, Machiavellianism, and psychopathy. We went through the most common manipulation tactics: gaslighting, love bombing, triangulation, the silent treatment, guilt tripping, and the charm mask. And we finished with 5 real, practical ways to protect yourself. That is a lot of ground, and you stayed with me through all of it. That tells me something about you. This stuff matters to you. You want to understand people. You want to protect yourself and the people you care about. And I think that is something to be genuinely proud of. If this video helped you, please share it with someone who might need it. Not because the algorithm likes sharing, but because there is someone in your life who might recognize themselves in what we talked about today. Drop a comment below. Tell me, which of these tactics have you encountered? I read everything, and I would genuinely love to know. If you are new here, welcome. This channel is about understanding the mind, your mind, and the minds of the people around you. Subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Take care of yourself.